Steve McCarthy's Reggae Boys put up a big performance this past week to get themselves right back in contention over in the CONCACAF Nations League. But what's going to go on in match day number 4? We'll get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in a prediction video today. It's all about match day number 4, that's right, over in the CONCACAF Nations League. And we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe. Any more stop shop, more Blackburn Rovers, Nations League, CONCACAF, all here under one rooski. That's right, Steve McLaren's finally getting a tune out of these Reggae Boys. Can they, of course, top the charts over in the Nations League? We'll get into all of that in a minute. Big shout out once again to the Patreons. You know who you are. Respect to you guys for being part of the family. Also, a big shout out to the members who are also part of the family. That's right. And before we get into it, lastminute.com, there is one other way that you can become part of the family. What am I on about? Well, I'm on about this. That is right, CONCACAF supporters, CONCACAF nation lovers. It is, of course, Blackburn Rovers sees this content. This channel right here has been nominated for a Football Content Creator Award. In fact, it's been nominated 2 categories: Best Club Content Creator and Best Podcast, both for the Football League. I need your votes, though. Getting nominated is just one part of the battle. The other side is getting the votes in. I'd love it if we can be successful. Of course, no one else really does talk about CONCACAF in these nominations. So please get us out there, get nominating, and of course, get us part of the party. It costs you absolutely nothing. Takes you about 20 seconds of your time, and you can do it many, many times as well. You can be very sneaky beaky about it. You can do it multiple times. So please, 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 I'm asking you. In fact, I'm begging you to get out there and vote. We are going to talk about the Nations League, and we're going to bring you bang up to date with the games that did take place this past couple of days. And I, of course, want to tell you right now, there are games going on today. I am recording this in the morning of October the 12th. There are some games going on today. We're going to try and cover them now, but by the time this video comes out, they may have already kicked off. I don't even know. But anyway, these were the games that did take place previously, and there's also a couple of games still to be played. It's so tight, the margins, trying to get everything covered, so you know we're doing our best here. Anyway, the British Virgin Islands, they did lose to St. Kitts and Nevis 3-1 this past week. Meanwhile, Honduras had a close one against French Guyana, but they came out on top with a 3-2 win. Cuba and TT 2-2 in the end. I went with a 1-1 draw myself. Montserrat picking up that 1-0 win over Bonaire. Got that one spot on the nose. Barbados absolutely tonking Virgin Islands there, 5-0 in the end. Belize picking up a win against Anguilla. Guadeloupe losing to Martinique, of course. And Suriname getting a cheeky point against Costa Rica. Like I said at the start of the show, Jamaica 2-0 winners over Nicaragua. That's a big win there. El Salvador also squeaking past St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 3-2 on that one. Grenada and Curaçao 0-0. I went with a 1-1. Meanwhile, St. Martin with a 3-2 win over Puerto Rico. Again, I went the other way. Big wins for Guatemala, though. 3-1 winners over Guyana. Sint Martin, of course, did lose to St. Lucia. Of course, we kind of semi-expected that. I think I did mention that, even though I went with a 0-0. St. Lucia have been on pretty incredible form. Haiti came out on top with a win over Aruba. And like I said, Antigua Barbuda against the Dominican Republic and Dominica against Bermuda are taking place today. So let's take a look at the situations in the tables right here, right now. And these are those, of course. Guatemala still dominating League A, Group A, with Costa Rica hot on their heels. Suriname, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Guyana make up the chasing pack. Over in League A, Group B, the Reggae Boys do top the charts, and Steve McLaren is unbeaten currently with 7 points over possible 9. Honduras, though, in the mix of there, Nicaragua, Cuba, and then TT and French Guyana. Moving on into League B, Group E, AA. El Salvador bossing that league. St. Lucia bossing the other one, League B, Group B. And a couple of guys chasing them down. Haiti, of course, cruising in League B, Group C. And Dominican Republic, as of right now, 2 wins out of 2. Can they get the third? We'll talk about that. Well, maybe in a little bit. And then, of course, dropping down to the lower leagues here. League C, Group A, Barbados kicking ass and taking in. Belize doing the same. And St. Kitts and Nevis also doing their ting, man. That's right. That's, of course, the situations in the tables. Now, these are the next round of games, guys, of course, coming at you thick and fast. Now, they are coming at you from right here, right now, today, the 12th of October, all the way through to the 15th of October. So a good 3 to 4 days of games. So we're going to jump in the deep end with the top one, which, of course, is in action today. And it's going to be the Cayman Islands. So let's get ready. Sit back, hold tight, and prepare to take off. Alrighty then, folks, here we go. We're actually heading over to the islands of St. Kitts and Nevis as Cayman Islands take on the British Virgin Islands over in League C, Group C. Now, these two sides are, similar, somewhat familiar foes. Of course, played 3 times since 2022. 1 win for the Caymans, nothing for British Virgin Islands. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. Now, these two sides did lock horns already previously in this group. That was back in September 2024. The Cayman Islands coming out on top with the hosts against the host British Virgin Islands. So far, though, the Cayman 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. The British Virgin Islands coming at you with, of course, 5 defeats on the bounce, and most recently coming in to this match on the back of a defeat against St. Kitts and Nevis back on the 9th. Meanwhile, St. Kitts and the Cayman Islands do come into this, though, on the back of a 4-1 loss to St. Kitts and Nevis. That was way back in September. So, showing that the St. Kitts and Nevis are the true powerhouse down here in the lower ends of the CONCACAF Nations League. But which one of these two clubs or nations can come out up second best? Well, for me, I am going to go with a 1-0 win for the Cayman Islands. I think the British Virgin Islands are showing that they're definitely the underdogs here. And of course, we'll find life difficult to get anything out of this one. The bookies, of course, feel the same. Cayman Islands are, of course, superior in their eyes. Sticking we're actually going over the islands of St. Vincent and Grenadine as Montserrat take on Bonaire. That's right, coming at you. This coming, I don't even know when this match actually is going to take place. Stand by. That's right, coming at you on the 13th of October. There's, of course, Montserrat taking on Bonaire over in League B, Group A. Montserrat coming at you, 33% forward for them right now on the back of a win. Bonaire, though, on the flip side, coming into this on the back of a loss, of course. In fact, they haven't won in the last 5 matches. These two nations have played twice since 2014. 1 win for Montserrat, nothing for Bonaire. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. That one and only victory for Montserrat was last time around, which was a couple of days ago when Bonaire hosted Montserrat on the 10th of the 10th. So they do come into this on the back of a 1-0 win. Montserrat, when you look at them, just the 1 goal scored, though, in the past couple of games. Bonaire also scored 1 goal in the past couple of games, but have not picked up a victory since they beat Anguilla way back in November 2023. It's been a long, long time. Bookies on this one, they'll go overwhelmingly so for Montserrat. I think I'm leaning towards them as well. 2-1 winners in my eyes. Montserrat taking all 3 points. Hello to Christchurch over in Barbados now as the Bahamas take on the US Virgin Islands coming at you in League C Group A. Bahamas coming at you without a win in the last 14 matches up against the US Virgin Islands who haven't won in the last 13 matches. Goodness gracious me. What are we in for today? Now, they've played once since 2024. That was a thrilling 3-3 draw back in September, of course, when the US Virgin Islands hosted this very match. Coming into this, though, the Virgin Islands coming into this on the back of a 5-0 loss to Barbados. Bahamas losing to Barbados themselves in their last match back in September. The bookies, again, this match taking place today, favouring Bahamas here. Overwhelmingly slow. US Virgin Islands look like they're going to be lambs to the slaughter on this one. Coming at you, the Wildy Turf over the Christchurch Barbados. Going to go with a 1-0, just a 1-0 win for Bahamas. It's a win, 3 points. And of course, up the table they will go. Let's go over to Belize now as Turks and Caicos take on Anguilla. Of course, that's also coming at you today. Now, these two nations have played 3 times since 2024. We have nothing for Turks and Caicos. We got 2 wins for Anguilla, and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. The hosts in this one, technically, is Turks and Caicos, without a win in the last 8 matches up against Anguilla, who pick up 1 win in the last 5. They're on 33% form for them over the last 6. Now, they have played 3 times. 2 wins for Anguilla, 1 win, nothing for Turks and Caicos, and of course, 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around, over at this, actually, when Turks and Caicos were classed as the hosts, it was in the World Cup qualification round, first round, back in March 2024. It looks like Anguilla came out on top after penalties, so it went the distance over a 2-legged affair there. Anguilla, though, make it back-to-back games without scoring a goal. Turks and Caicos also the same. In fact, I don't even know. The last time they actually confirmed score was against British Virgin Islands back in October 2023. Bookies, though, they go with Turks and Caicos for the victory here, but it's very, very tight in the old bookies on this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for them. I don't know why I'm going that way, but it's more of a bit of a coin flip, in my honest way. It is that tight according to the bookies, and the form book also reads the same. So yeah, a bit of a narrow one. Turks and Caicos taking all 3 points in my eye. We're going to head back over to the St. Vincent Grenadines now at the Arnos Vale Stadium over in Kingstown. We've got El Salvador. They're going to be taking on Vincent Grenadines coming out on the 13th of October. A match that's been played twice since 2024 with 2 wins currently for El Salvador, who coming into this on the back of 4 successive wins. 83% form for them right now. Vincent Grenadines coming into this though on just the back of 1 win in the last 5. 42% form for them over the last 6. The last time they did play was, of course, a couple of days ago. So it was a 3-2 win for El Salvador, who, of course, got back-to-back wins, scoring 6 goals in those 2 games combined. I'll give Vincent Grenadines a bit of benefit. They have scored 3 goals against El Salvador in those 2 matches, but, of course, coming into this on the back of the loss here. El Salvador hosting this one. They are the powerhouse over in League B Group A, and they're expected to win this game, and I haven't changed my mind either. 3-0 winners. El Salvador taking all 3 points to remain supreme over in the Nations League. Heading on over to St. Lucia now as Curaçao will be entertaining Grenada. That's right, League B Group B action. Coming at you, Curaçao. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. 75% form for them right now. Grenada, they're just on 1 win over the last 6, of course. Now, they have played twice since 2014. 1 for Curaçao, 1 draw between the 2 sides, and nothing for Grenada. Now, they just played, of course, just the other day. Grenada were hosting the match. It was a 0-0 draw on the 11th of October. This match, of course, taking place on the 14th of October. So coming into this back-to-back clean sheets for Curaçao. Grenada, of course, on the back of that 0-0 draw against Curaçao themselves on this. Taking place at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground over in St. Lucia. Curaçao dominating this division ahead of any Grenada anyway. That's, of course, League B Group B. Going to stick with them as well. 2-1 winners. Curaçao taking the points and, again, opening up a bit of a gap between themselves and the rest of the pack. Let's go over to the island of Aruba now, as Puerto Rico will be entertaining St. Martin. That's right, coming at you on the October the 14th. Puerto Rico on 50% form for them right now. They sit 3rd with 3 points to the name. 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. St. Martin, though, are in 2nd with 6 points to the name, and they won 4 out of the last 6. Now, they have just played back on the 11th of October. St. Martin coming out on top with a 3-2 win. Their prior matches against St. Martin have included a 6-0 loss to Haiti, but of course a big win over Aruba. On the flip side, Puerto Rico, they picked up a loss to Haiti as well, and also a win over Aruba. So it is pretty much a bit of a coin flip between these 2 sides. Puerto Rico technically at home, taking place here at the Trinidad Stadium over in Aruba. I'm going to go with a victory for Puerto Rico, bounce back following on from the loss just the other day against St. Martin. Let's go over to Jamaica, Kingston Town. That's right, Independence Park. It is Steve McLaren's boys up against Honduras, of course, once again. Jamaica looking pretty good right now, sitting top of the pops, 7 points of a possible 9. Back-to-back wins. Honduras on the flip side, they sit 2nd with 6 points. Of course, 4 wins out of a possible 6 right now. 12 times they've played since 2008. 8 wins for the Reggae Boys, 3 for Honduras, and there's been 1 draw between the 2 sides. The last time they played was just the other day. It was a 2-1 win for Jamaica, who have won, what we're looking at, 6 on the bounce. Goodness gracious me, against Honduras. Of course, Honduras prior to the game against, actually, Honduras' last match was a 3-2 win over French Guyana, with Jamaica beating Nicaragua back on the 10th of the 10th. Bookies, again, got no odds on this one, but probably would lean towards the Reggae Boys, who have seem to be cooking right now under Steve McLaren. I'm going to go with another 2-1 win. Jamaica taking the 3 points. Jamaica me crazy. And, of course, remain atop of the pops. Let's head over to the Dwight York Stadium over in Bacolé at Trinidad and Tobago, man, as they take on Cuba. They played 7 times since 2008. 4 wins for TT, 1 win for Cuba, 2 draws, of course. Trinidad, just 1 defeat in the last 6, 58% form. Up against Cuba, also on 58% form. That's 1 defeat also. And the other draw Kings pick up 3 draws in a row. Last time that these 2 sides did play was back on October the 10th, and it was a 2-2 draw. Trinidad, though, are unbeaten against them over the last 3 with 1 win and a couple of draws. Prior to that draw against Cuba, Trinidad picked up a couple of goalless displays from themselves, drawing with French Guyana and then losing to Honduras 4-0. Cuba also picking up a couple of draws with Nicaragua and Jamaica me crazy over in League A Group B. No odds on this one. I think I'm leaning on a draw here. That's right, which will be a carbon copy, to be honest with you, with the similar match which just was played the other day. So 1-1 in the end. Cuba will be the happier out of the 2 sides. Let's head over to Nicaragua now as we go to the Estadio Nacional de Fútbol. That's right, as Nicaragua take on French Guyana. That's right. Now, they played back in September 2024. We'll talk about that in a minute. Nicaragua, 67% form for them right now. Just one defeat in the last 6. Up against French Guyana coming into this on 42% form. Just one win in the last 5. Now, they did play back in September. It was a 1-0 win for Nicaragua, who do come into this on the back of successive matches without a win. French Guyana the same. In fact, the last time that they picked up a win was back in November 2023 when they beat Bermuda in the, I don't even know what that was, Caribbean, CONCACAF. It was in the CONCACAF last time. No bookies odds on this will take place over in Nicaragua. Should be a home win, surely. 3-0 win, comfortably done for Nicaragua, who continue a decent bit of form at the moment. Heading back over to the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground as St. Lucia take on Sint Maarten. That's right, coming at you this coming week. In fact, what dates do we have? We have it down on the 14th of October. As Haiti, as St. Lucia coming into this on the back of 3 successive wins. They look like a force over in League B, Group B. Up against St. Maarten, who've got the complete contrast. 3 defeats on the spin, of course, coming at you this weekend. Played just the one time, which was back in October the other day. And it was a 2-1 win for St. Lucia when St. Maarten were the hosts. Prior to that, though, wins over Grenada, Curaçao have got St. Lucia cooking. Meanwhile, St. Maarten have only scored the 1 goal in the last 3 games, and I anticipate them to struggle in this one. Say at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground, it will be the venue. Going to go with a 1-0 win once again. St. Lucia continuing their good dominance over the Nations League Group B and looking for promotion once again. Back over the Trinidad Stadium over in Aruba. It's Haiti up against Aruba themselves. That's right. Haiti coming into this on the back of 5 successive wins. They're looking pretty hot to bloody trot right now. Just top of the pops with 9 points of a possible 9. Aruba, though, on the, again, complete contrast here. 3 defeats on the spin. Rock bottom with 0 points so far in the Nations League. Now, they played once, which was, of course, just the other day. It was a 3-1 win for Haiti, who, of course, have got recorded victories over Puerto Rico and St. Maarten thus far. Aruba also coming into this with no wins, losses against St. Maarten and Puerto Rico. They've only scored the 1 goal in the 3 matches thus far. Again, Aruba technically hosting this game, but they are in the visiting dugout. Haiti should win this one comfortably as well. 3-0 win over at the Trinidad Stadium. Head over to the Devonshire Parish over in Bermuda once again as we look forward to Dominican Republic in action against Antigua, Barbuda. Now, this is going to where it gets a little bit complicated because I think Dominican Republic have they played their game yet? They haven't played their game. They are playing Antigua, Barbuda today in the reverse fixture. So I told you it would get complicated. So they've not played their initial first game, which the Dominican Republic should win that one. But we are now talking about the reverse game, which will take place on the 15th of October. So basically, they're going to be playing twice. That's right. But they're coming into this right here, right now, before in the first game, 3 times since 2012, with 1 win apiece and 1 draw. Dominican Republic, of course, 3 wins on the bounce up against Antigua Barbuda, who haven't won in the last 7 matches. But their recent record against Dominican Republic is not bad, of course. 1-1, lost 1, draw 1. But, of course, coming into this on the back of a defeat back in October 2014. Again, complicated, like I said, taking place at the Bermuda National Stadium in the Devonshire Parish, Bermuda. We are going with a win. I'm going with a draw. Wow. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I went with the first game. I think I probably went with Dominican Republic, but maybe they'll know what they're up against, and maybe they'll act a little bit differently this time around. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for me on this one. Staying in the same place with the same sort of scenario, it is Bermuda, it is Dominica coming at you this time on the 15th of October. Again, they will be playing today, right here, right now, as we speak, of course, but in that match, Dominica technically the host. So again, we've not really talked about that game, and this game, compared to the last one, is a little bit more even, sort of Steven, of course, with Dominica slightly favoured to beat Bermuda in that game. They have played never, so they're going to change that this match day, of course, which will be the second time they would have played. And so far, though, it's not been great for Bermuda. In fact, they've won 1 and they've lost 1 in the last couple of matches, of course. Meanwhile, Dominica coming at you also the same. Dominica beating Antigua Barbuda last time. Bermuda doing the same. So this is kind of like the even sort of Steven sort of thing here. The two nations that are battling out for second spot in League B, Group D. Can't really say much about this one because I don't know what's going to go on the first one. And probably leaning towards maybe an away win here. Yes, I am. 1-0 win, Dominica taking it to the house. Head over to Costa Rica now as they will host Guatemala. That's right, coming at you this coming 15th of October. Costa Rica currently actually second in the charts. That's League A, Group A, behind Guatemala at the moment. Played 13 times these two nations since 2004. 6 wins for Costa Rica, 5 wins for Guatemala. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. Costa Rica are unbeaten over the last 4, 58% form for them right now. Guatemala also unbeaten in the last 4. They're on 50% form though. 1-2 and lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Now the last time that these two sides played was back in September the 9th. Of course, it was a 0-0 draw. Guatemala though are unbeaten against Costa Rica over the last 3. In fact, they haven't conceded a goal against them in that last 3. And they're coming into this on the back of that 3-1 win over Guyana. Costa Rica slipped up a little bit with a draw against Suriname. In fact, it should be back-to-back draws for Costa Rica, including that one back on September the 9th. Got no odds on this one. It's going to be a big game, one of the bigger games of this Nations League round here. I'm going to go with Costa Rica to bounce back, 2-1 win, end that hoodoo, and maybe even take over at top spot. Head over to Stade Pierre-Alquier, Fort-de-France, that's right, as Martinique will take on Guadeloupe, that's right, coming at you on the 15th of October. Played 3 times since 2012. 2 wins for Martinique, nothing for Guadeloupe, and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. Martinique, though, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Guadeloupe, 4 wins in the last 6. They're on 67% form for them right now, but they're currently 5th in the group compared to that of 4th for Martinique. Now, they have played just round the corner. It was 1-0 winners for Martinique, of course, who won back-to-back against Guadeloupe, stretching back at least 10 years to 2014. Prior to that, though, Martinique coming into this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Guyana. Guadeloupe picking up a 1-0 win over Suriname to give themselves a little bit of hope over in the Nations League table. Taking place right here at the Pierre-Alquier Municipal Stadium in Martinique. Tough one to call. I am leaning towards Guadeloupe, but realistically, I think Martinique are the bigger nation here, and have proven to be quite handy in the Nations League at this tier. And then finally, folks, we'll head over to Suriname, of course, as they will host Guyana on match day number 4. It's for the last games taking place on the 15th of October. Suriname currently find themselves in 3rd in the table over in League A, Group A, up against Guyana, who are 6th with just 1 point to the name. Now, they played 3 times since 2008, 3 wins out of 3 for Suriname, who, of course, back-to-back games without a win. The last match that these two sides played was back in September 2024. It was a 3-1 win for Suriname. Like I said, they run 3 games unbeaten. They're coming into this, though, on the back of that 1-1 draw against Costa Rica, which was a solid point. Guyana losing to Guatemala last time around. Again, I think the powerhouses are Suriname out of these two here. I think they will continue with their dominance over the years over Guyana, bagging another 2-1 win to give themselves a boost over in the Nations League. That, my friends, is what I've got for you. Be sure, of course, to get your own picks in down below. Let me see them, of course. And don't forget to vote. Of course, we are running out of time. I need your votes, and I need them fast. So please go ahead and vote. Of course, we'll let you know how we make out in the month of November. Again, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys. This is the CONCACAF Nations League match number 4, and I do appreciate you subscribing, smashing the like, and catch me later. Until then, we are donezo.